What's up, everybody? Alright, welcome back to the channel. Alright, so we're continuing on RoadCraft. So there's been a new expansion on console. That is the Rebuild expansion. Alright, so we're going to be getting into the new map called Autumn Collapse. Alright, so let's see what we got here. So, a former industrial region deep in the forest, abandoned for many years, now has a chance for restoration and development thanks to you and your company's support. You're very welcome. Alright, so it sounds like we're going to be doing some forestry. I'm assuming. Alright, so let's select our scout vehicle. I mean, this one kind of, well, let's see. I can't remember, I don't think this has a winch on it. But I mean, I always pick this one, so let's go with this one. Yeah, I had one more map to do on the Rebuild, the washout map. I wasn't really looking forward to another water map, so we'll check this one out. Alright, so we have to construct an oil rig and infrastructure on the explored oil reserves. Looks like a fun map. Alright, welcome to your slice of paradise. A formerly picturesque corner of the Black Forest that's now mostly mud and flotsam after the storms in the fall. The region's economy has been in free fall for years, with most industries packing up and the population following close behind. Alright. Plot twist. Geological surveys just found an oil deposit under all of this mess. Naturally, the local authorities are salivating at the chance to breathe new life into the area, and so that's where we come in. Alright, so our mission is to help transform this muddy disaster zone into a functioning oil production site. First order of business is finding somewhere to plant our flag. Scout ahead and look for a suitable FOB location. Just watch your step. Those landslides didn't exactly improve road conditions. Surprising. Alright, so let's take a look here. We're just outside of a tunnel. I'm assuming our first location is to go here, and then we gotta find something. Let's see how big this map is. It's actually pretty big. It's kind of hard to tell if it's about the same size as the other maps, but it looks fairly large. Alright, so our main objective, and we have a side objective. Alright, so the first main objective is to head over and see what we're dealing with and start building, so that's in this search area. But this one, let's go to the first side mission, locate and deploy the first forward operating base. Alright, so let's track that and let's head over there. Alright, so this expansion is very different from everything you've experienced in the game so far. In the expansion, the focus shifts more towards exploring the environment. The game won't hold your hand anymore. You'll need to search for objectives, events, and points of interest on your own. The same goes for resources. They're fairly limited, and sometimes you have to venture into remote, forgotten areas to find them. We hope these changes bring a fresh, new gameplay experience to RoadCraft. Here's wishing you smooth roads and good luck on your journey. Got it. Okay. Get rid of some of this debris here. Clean up the road a little bit. Alright, and we are, let's see. Home sweet temporary home. I'm seeing something promising on my screen here. It looks like there might be a nice FOB site just ahead for you. Nothing says luxury accommodations like an abandoned industrial site, but it sure beats working out of your vehicle. Head over there and see if it's salvageable. Alright, once you get operational, we'll have a proper foothold in this mess of a region. Callie's back, but she doesn't talk. She's just sending emails now. Alright, let's see what we got here. Ooh, we get a demolisher. Okay. Demolition. This is a new type of objective, hidden demolition objective. This objective is only visible in Eagle mode. Abandoned buildings can be demolished with the proper vehicle and identified by a special icon on the map. Okay. Got it. Specified vehicles equipped with a wrecking ball that can break down some buildings to clear places for new building or to get different rubbles. Alright, we're here. Locate and deploy the first forward operating base. Well, would you look at that, the remains of a metal beam production facility. It's seen better days, like maybe a few millennia ago. With some reconstruction work, we could get this place producing beams again. You'll need pipes, some concrete slabs, and logs, most of which you can salvage or scavenge from nearby abandoned buildings, and those fallen trees blocking the road. Trust me, you'll need plenty of metal beams for our oily ambitions. Okay, Gilly. Build a road to the oil rig location and restore metal beam production facility. Alright, so where's this road? Over here? That is a long road. Alright, so we can knock down this abandoned building, so let's go do that. Yeah, so this is where you can see what buildings can be demolished. And we got a sand quarry close by, so that's good. Alright, let's just move this out of the way. And let's get into our building demolisher. Alright, so how does this thing work? We just like swing it into here? Or do I have to be in a specific area? I totally whiffed on that one. Alright, let's get this building down here. Oh, I see there's a bar on the top. Yeah, this thing's coming down. I think one more good whack, it'll come down. There we go. Objective is complete. Yeah, that is completely taken down. Let's fold the crane. Can we not do that? Alright. Got our first building out of the way. Alright, now what do we have? Let's see. Alright, we got some recyclable stuff here now. Got a couple forklifts we can sell. But with 580 grand, I really don't think we need to. I wonder, I mean, I have to obviously unlock that area. Let me go down here. See if I can demolish any other buildings down here. Oh, there's actually a beam. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, so there's actually beams and slabs and stuff you get out of that. And other parts, well, I mean, all that's all some rusty stuff, but yeah, we got one beam, one concrete slab. Okay. Alright, so what do we got here? So this is going to be an area we're going to be probably routing vehicles to. And we got our sand quarry. How big is that area? It's not too big. Not too big. I really wish you would kind of label on the map the locations you can put your scalper. Yeah, we definitely need to put a road through there. Alright, and then we got a hydroelectric plant down here. Let's go check that out. This is pretty muddy here. Alright, so we've stumbled upon... Or actually, we stumbled onto the local hydroelectric station, and damn, since the storms it's been about as useful as a screen door on a submarine. I thought it was a screen door on a battleship. Okay, whatever. This facility is critical. We need it operational to power the oil rig and other oil infrastructure we're planning on to install. No electricity, no oil pumping. That's just science. Get the station back online and the whole region will light up again. Well, the parts we care about anyway. I'll send you details on what needs fixing. Spoiler alert, probably everything. Thank you, Kelly. Alright, so obviously I need some sort of transformer or something back there. That's a big dam. Alright, yeah, we're probably going to be putting a road in here. Obviously, we're going to be putting a road here. Alright, so we got here a dam. Another tunnel. Yeah, let's go over here. That's some pretty thick stuff. Huh. That's different. I was hoping to get out of there before I rip that tree down. So yeah, we're not going that way. Yeah, so they got a lot better areas to get stuck in, even with vehicles like this, because I would have never gotten stuck in that on any other map. So it seems like they've turned the difficulty up on this expansion, which is good. I like that. Yeah, I just did the what's over here? I just did the sand swept map, and that map was really super easy. Alright, so we got a quarry here. Where does that road go to? Oh, that's just the main road, it looks like. I want to go the other way, I think. Alright, build a road to the oil rig location. Restore the metal beam production facility. Alright, so that's way up here. Restore the hydroelectric power plants. Deliver object. Where's the object? The object is over here. And we have to replace a pipe. Where's the pipe? That one right here. Okay, I mean, we kind of drove by it. We were up on the road. That's kind of in the water. And then let's see what else. Build a road to oil rig location. Yeah, we got that. Oops. I keep hitting exit button. And then main. Alright, so let's head here. Let's track that. Kind of what I want to do first is put this in our storage. And I can't pull that with this vehicle. There we go. Alright, so we got one pipe in our storage. That's actually the one that we need. Well, I mean, I could have. Okay, I probably could have left that there. Just use my crane to fix that pipe. Because what else do I have to do for that? Oh, well, I have to deliver an object to you, but. Okay, whatever. Let's go. Let's get a beam in here. Yeah, that's actually pretty cool that you can demolish buildings and then you get resources for it. But I'm not moving that well, I mean I could. I'd have to move all the other stuff off the top of it. Yeah, this is just some scrap. Yeah, we're not moving that. Let's see if we can move this slab here. Probably not. Alright, so let's just go move this other beam. These are fairly light, so no problem. Alright, so I'm thinking... Alright, so what is this for? Let's start over and see what we're dealing with and start building. Okay, I'm thinking I kind of want to grab my cargo crane. I have a very strong feeling that I need to, wait, what's going on here? Garage. Retrieve something. So let's grab this. Actually, I mean, I was gonna sell this. I still might. I'm probably not gonna use it ever. I just got that on the last map to kind of split the let me shut this off. Split the workload. Alright, so let's go take a look in the search area. Oh, and there's actually a tool or a toy counter. So there's four toys you can find on this map. Yeah, about this road. I should actually just immediately put some sand on here. Alright, so how deep is this? I mean, I can see the bottom, so it can't be that deep, but yeah, it looks like they have kind of changed the mud physics on this game. Yeah, let's see if we can get through that. It's not too deep. Yet, it looks like it's gonna maybe get a little bit deeper. But I'm thinking I should actually start doing some road building here. Yeah, let's see if we can get this get this out of here. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna get deeper than this. Alright, almost out of here. I mean, I probably could have went the shorter way, but is this really not gonna get out? This thing's usually a beast getting through everything. I don't think I can latch onto anything either. Oh, let's try going over here. Huh. Alright. Let's just do this. Let's just reset. Let's reset this vehicle and grab some actual machinery here. Alright, so we have a stump mulcher. Okay. Alright, so that's our, what do we have? 40 ton. Oh, we have a new cable layer. Okay, okay. there's an exploration radar. So yeah, that is a scout vehicle. It's got a winch, object scanner. I'm gonna hold off on buying that for right now. I probably will. And we have a tracked heavy dump truck. That's a 20 ton. What is this one? Was what, 40? Yeah, 40 ton, 50 meter quarry radius. Yeah, so this one has a smaller capacity and a smaller radius. Cargo truck, yeah, I'm not interested in that. Uh, a SAR truck, I'm not sure. It looks like it's just like a winch. Oh, what is this thing? A 40 ton dumper. Yeah, so that's the same as our big dump truck. This one does not have a quarry radius, but this one looks pretty decent. I might grab that one. Cargo truck, not interested in that. Oh, we got some forwarders. Alright, so that's pretty much it. I have not completed the objective for this thing yet. Alright, so out of the vehicles I don't have, I don't really see any of them that I want to get. Unless, ooh. This one might actually replace my cargo crane that I'm using. Where is that one? Did I already pass it? Yeah, this one. So it's got a lift weight of 5 tons, a boom length of 6 meters. But yeah, that's been pretty much my go-to vehicle. That might be replaced. Okay, I am for sure. Okay, wait, let me check out the stats here. So I got a 4235, 4235, 4235, 4344. Alright, so mobility is a little less than the other one. But that's pretty much, capability is a little less too, but whatever. It's got all wheel, it's got diff lock, so I'm for sure actually gonna buy that. This dump truck, I mean, I might as well just sell this. I'm not gonna use that. Cargo truck. I've had this one, or I've been able to get this one before. I just haven't. I don't really see the benefit of that. This is a new scout vehicle. Um, I'll hold off on that one for right now. But I'm probably gonna grab this. Let me buy that. This is basically just a scout vehicle. It looks pretty cool. Let me buy that. Tracked heavy dump truck. Yeah, let me buy that. We can probably just sell that cable layer. $22.7 tons. 27.11 tons. So that's a better tow vehicle basically. Should I buy this one too? Yeah, might as well. Log forwarder. I might actually get that when we start doing more forestry on here. Yeah, this one. I'm gonna get rid of this. That's pointless. Okay. Tree harvester. That's a new one. I might buy that because it's. I don't like using the other tree harvester. And a stump mulcher. Yeah, let's buy that. Yes, I'm pretty good on vehicles now, I think. Alright, so let's first now get into our new cargo crane. So where's that one at? I mean, I can probably just sell this one. Yeah, that's my favorite crane by far. Yeah, so this was the old tree harvester. I mean, it's kind of cool, but all right. So where's my new cargo crane? There it is. Yeah, I really want to sell this. I can't stand semis on this game. It's right here. Okay. Deploy. And this thing is massive. Alright, but first I am going to be putting down some accessible roads. So let's park that and then grab a dump truck. I got some new stuff for that. Alright, so there's this one. That's like the cargo crane. This is one. Yeah, I need to take care of this. Except I'm not sure if there's a spot where I can. I don't see any sand that I can use my scalper. Let me grab it and see if I can park it anywhere. So that is under. special equipment, I think. Yep, there we go. Alright, so we have to find some sand. On this map it might be a little difficult. Maybe right here. I mean, that kind of looks like sand. I'm just gonna check this spot out. Yeah, that is not sand. It's hard to tell. There might be some sand in here. I mean, I don't know. Why would there be sand in a forest? I don't know. It's worth checking out. Yeah, sometimes you can just drive through something and then just find one specific spot where it'll work. I'm just waiting for the parking brake to activate. Yeah, nothing looks like sand over here. I mean, clearly I could have, oh my god, could have easily just driven around that. Alright, so let's reset this. Alright, so how far does this quarry go? I'm in the quarry. Oh my god, that's my freaking crane, duh. It looks the same as the dump truck. Okay. Let's grab the right vehicle this time. Oh look, it has sand in it already. Alright, let's see how this thing works. Well, the tipper definitely takes a lot longer. Oh, now it's going. Oh my god. The tipper is definitely slow. Let's just move it out of the way. Alright, let's flatten that real quick. Let's see if it'll kind of come back down a little bit more if I go across it again. that should be good. I'm just gonna make it a little bit wider. Actually, I might hold off on that until I get the rest of that sand poured. Pretty sure I can go somewhere close to this intersection and get some sand. I have to go around here. Yeah, I'm not really sure how I'm liking this dump truck. Definitely does not like turning. Alright, so I'm going to leave that one, and then let me flatten this. I'm going to use the what's it called? The tracked one next. I think that's pretty much as flat as the rest of it was. Maybe one more pass. So let's grab the other, this one. Let me try this one out. This is only a 20 ton. I have two that are 40 tons, so let's see how that works out. This one's obviously going to turn a lot better. That tipper's like immediate. I mean, this one's pretty nice. I kind of like it more than the other one, but it just doesn't hold as much. If this was like a 40 ton, this one would actually be perfect. Alright, so let's flatten this all out real quick. I think one more, maybe two more. We should be good. Alright, let me just park this. And let me grab my new cargo crane. Alright, give me like 2 seconds, I'll be right back. Alright, so now we're gonna head over to the search area and see what we got going on over here. Much nicer, much nicer. And then we can probably just drive around that the area here. Yeah, I don't like the turning on these vehicles. As far as mobility, my other mobile, or my cargo crane was a lot better. Oh, and there's a tree. Oh my god, there's a tree in the way. just go around this tower. Am I high pointing that? I mean, there's just a stump there. I should be able to knock that over. Yeah, I got rid of that stump. Yeah, this map is like, pick your battle. Do you want to battle these stumps or do you want to battle a tree? And right now, I'm losing both the battles. Let me just knock this one out of the way. How this has, oh my gosh. That one should be gone. There we go. Got another one here, just go over that. And now I'm just wedged in between two stumps here. And that one should just pop. Alright, this is more than slightly annoying. I mean, I can knock a tree out of the way with my crane. Actually, I'm stuck on three stumps. There's one behind me, one in the middle, and one in the front. Okay, let's shut that down. Let's grab this. This one's quick. Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna even be able to get that one behind. Probably. We'll see. Got it. Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking going through here. Alright, let's try and get the one in the front. Alright, we got that one, but there's still one in the middle of the truck. Alright, let's just get rid of this tree. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna have to go through this side. Alright, see that abandoned settlement up ahead? That's our bullseye. Geological Service confirmed it's sitting on top of the oil reserves. Your task is simple on paper. An oil rig needs to be built to develop oil fields. Think of it as an extreme renovation. Progress waits for no one, especially when there's oil involved. Let's just clear an area here. I'm gonna leave some of these trees I can use for wood. can I even get down here? Probably over here. Oh yeah, there's a whole road right here. I don't know what I'm doing in the woods. Alright, yeah, I mean, because I'm gonna have to drive around in here. I do not know how much I have to complete to get the new map, or to get the second map. Yeah, these tree crushers are pretty nice. Alright, so, is there no sand quarry anywhere? Alright, so I gotta kind of just go around here for now. I'll probably fill this in. But I want to bring my scalper over here, but I don't see sand on this. Yeah, that's what I don't like about forest maps, is there's not enough sand for my scalper. I mean, that kind of looks like sand right there. Okay, so one thing I'm gonna probably do. Alright, let's get back in here. Oh, I could really refill. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I just need to get a nice route over there. Yeah, this is a DLC dump truck. It would be a lot better if it was a 40 ton. This one's only a 20 ton. Like, I have two other ones that are 40 ton. This one is a new one. And then there's the one I've been using is a 40 ton. Yeah, this is totally stuck in here. me run one more time starting around here. Man, this is a massive pile here. Hopefully it spreads out. Yeah, that's pretty good. Wrong way. Even the sand physics seems a little bit different on this map too. I think let me run one more time. Yeah, that's not really doing anything else anymore. Alright, so that's good. Alright, so what I'm thinking... Go around here. Alright, so that needs 15 beams, 9 pipes, 6 concrete slabs. This needs 5 beams, 5 slabs. Yeah, I kind of like this where it shows you what you need. Okay, what are our job objectives? Construct a building, and electricity. Actually, I don't really need to do that right now. I should actually just be, well, I should have just been working on this. So the beam facility is up here. That's probably down that road. Restore hydroelectric plants. This object is actually in here. Okay, so first, let me build this road. Alright, so road, let me retain this. Retain that. Retain that. Which one do I want to use? Let's have him use this one. Alright, so I'm just gonna have him start the sand and then I'm gonna grab my grader. This thing does not turn. Just move this out of the way. Yeah, I'm not sure if I even like this. I really don't like this one. You're gonna dump out, aren't you? Oh my god. I mean, I can flatten that out, that's no problem. Stop, oh my gosh. This thing literally does not turn. It's got 2 turning axles and it doesn't turn. Okay, let's get you started here. All right, let me grab my grader. This thing is awesome. Let me move you out of the way. Actually, I can probably just push this in there. There you go. Alright, let's see how much of this guy got done. Actually, let me just flatten this out real quick. That's good enough. Oh my god, vehicle got stuck. Bro. Oh, duh, there's a freaking tree in the way. Oh my god. Well, let me take care of that tree. What do we got here? How am I supposed to know there's a tree there? Alright, this guy's just gonna keep banging his head against the wall. Okay, just stop for a minute here, bro. Just, you see me coming, just stop. Make sure you're not going to hit anything else up here. No, okay, you're good. Wait, you're not even putting sand down. Oh my, what in the world is going on here? Like, bro. Oh. I should have just, oh my god, I should have just grabbed the other dump truck. Matter of fact, that is a brilliant idea. You're done, you're done. Let's at least grab this one. Yeah, I would actually venture to say that is my least favorite, almost my least favorite vehicle, that dump truck. All right, let's get you going here. You only got about half the work to do. Don't tell me I have to flatten all that again. Okay, at least it doesn't look like you're putting sand down, so you are lucky. Please don't run out of sand. Don't run out of sand. You're gonna run out of sand. Oh my god. Alright, let's send you back. Wait, is that? No, that's a rock. I was hoping that was sand. Yeah, I gotta send them all the way to the beginning again. I'm waiting until it's done filling up. Okay, I think it's good. Alright, don't worry, I'm just gonna sit here and wait for you. Why? What are you doing down there? It's a flat road. I swear, if you run out of sand. You better not. Okay, you're still full. Okay. Okay. At least I got the sand flattened now. Move this out of here. I'm guessing I have to put a bridge right there. This is crazy. Yeah, looks like there's a bridge that fell right there. Okay. Alright, so that's gonna be it for me this morning. I'll be back on this map later this evening. Yeah, so far, I mean, I'm liking this map. It's just I have to find the right equipment to run stuff. So, yeah, make sure to like the stream, subscribe to the channel. I have tons of playlists. I have, I think 5 other maps I've completed, so you can always check those out. I've got hundreds of videos, tons and tons of live streams, so lots of stuff to check out. So until then, we'll see you in the next one. Peace.